I need to tell you a secret nobody is talking about when it comes to Russell Wilson and how he fits into the New York Giants offense. But first, let's take the red pill and realize how badly this Giants franchise has been at setting itself up for success. There is an alternate reality out there where the Giants, with the #1 overall pick in sight, don't win a meaningless game 8 days before the end of the season versus the Colts. And now we're spending the next month talking about how Cam Ward finally gives the Giants a franchise quarterback and will be paired with Malik Neighbors for the next decade. There's another reality out there where they realize Daniel Jones isn't actually good, and they decide not to give him $160 million. And they've had 2 full off seasons before this one to find a real franchise quarterback. Or another one where Saquon Barkley is still a New York Giant and not a Super Bowl champion. But at every major inflection point lately, the Giants have chose wrong. Every single time. You could blame the general manager if you want, but ultimately these decisions are on ownership, and John Mara botched them, every one of them. But the past is the past, so let's talk about Russell Wilson. He's quarterback 1, and surprisingly, there is hope. One of the easiest times to throw the football is on early downs from a clean pocket. It's the best time to evaluate a quarterback. And out of 46 quarterbacks last year, Russell Wilson ranked number 8 in EPA per attempt, number 8 in touchdown and interception ratio, and number 14 in success rate. The New York Giants over the past 2 years, collectively, their quarterbacks, number 28 in EPA per attempt, number 27 in touchdown and interception ratio, and number 29 in success rate. Now let's talk about deep passing. On throws of 15 plus air yards over the last 2 seasons, Russell Wilson ranked number 4 in accuracy, number 4 in EPA per attempt, and number 8 in yards per attempt. The New York Giants, their quarterbacks, ranked number 26 in accuracy, number 15 in EPA per attempt, and number 24 in yards per attempt. So whether it's down to down or throwing deep, Russell Wilson has been much better than what the Giants have had under Brian Daboll. But here's the real secret. The offenses Wilson has been in haven't actually fit him very well, not like the New York Giants will. The Giants have used 3+ wide receivers at the 5th highest rate in the NFL the last 2 years. In 2024, the Steelers with Arthur Smith, 26th. In 2023, the Broncos with Sean Payton, 25th. Night and day from the 5th highest rate of the New York Giants. And guess what? With 3+ wide receivers on the field, Russell Wilson has been significantly better. Number 4 in EPA per attempt, number 9 in success rate, number 10 in yards per attempt, and number 1 in touchdown rate. But with 2 or fewer wide receivers, bottom 10 in almost every single category, including 41 out of 44 quarterbacks in EPA and success. He's been terrible out of heavy sets, great out of spread sets, and now he's moving to a team that uses spread a ton. Also, let's talk about targeting wide receivers. Last year in Pittsburgh, due to Arthur Smith's offensive designs, only 39% of early down passes went to wide receivers. 39%, that's dead last in the NFL, number 32. In Denver in 2023, they ranked 29th in targeting wide receivers. But the New York Giants the last 2 years, 60% of passes have gone to wide receivers. That's 4th best in the NFL. And Russell Wilson has been solid when throwing it to wide receivers. Number 8 in EPA per attempt, number 8 in yards per attempt, and number 4 in touchdown to interception ratio out of 44 qualifying quarterbacks. But when he targets tight ends and running backs, totally different story. Number 30 in EPA per attempt, number 31 in yards per attempt, and number 20 in touchdown to interception ratio. So now he goes from offenses that rarely target wide receivers to ones that primarily target wide receivers. In short, Russell Wilson has played far better the last couple of years than any of the New York Giants quarterbacks, and now he's stepping into an offense that fits his strengths. But let's not get carried away. Everything is definitely not perfect. The New York Giants pass protection has been a disaster. 2nd worst in pressure rate allowed the last 2 years. And Russell Wilson, he is one of the most sensitive quarterbacks to pressure in the entire NFL. His efficiency drops off a cliff when he's under heat, and that is a dangerous combination. Also, Brian Daboll likes quarterbacks that can run when things break down, and Wilson, in high pressure moments, tends to freeze up. He takes sacks instead of scrambles, and he's not young anymore, he's not as mobile anymore. So no, Russell Wilson is not the dream quarterback, but I am more optimistic than most about how he'll fit into New York and potentially look better than he's looked in his last few stops as a result. Still, this does not solve the Giants' long-term quarterback problem. Russ is not winning them a Super Bowl, and if the Giants want to get there, ownership must stop making catastrophic decisions and find a real path forward.